The Super Bowl is still 13 days away, but the first Super Bowl ad has already been run. You guys might be scratching your head saying, how has the first Super Bowl ad been run and the Super Bowl is still almost 2 weeks away? Well, Budweiser has announced that they're going to be sitting out of the Super Bowl. They're not going to be running Super Bowl ads this year. They're instead going to funnel those marketing dollars to boost awareness of the COVID-19 vaccine, along with a big PR push to kind of let everybody know that they're going to be using their advertising dollars to promote COVID-19 vaccine awareness instead of wasting their money running Super Bowl ads. Now, in this article, I just kind of briefly perused it, but they announced, I think, Pepsi and a couple other companies are also going to be sitting out of the Super Bowl. They're not going to be advertising in the Super Bowl. I'm kind of curious why this is. I know the NFL's ratings have been really bad this year. Same with the NBA. You know, there's a famous quote that says "Go woke or go broke," which is, you know, if corporations, Fortune 5 companies don't get woke, people will boycott them and they will go broke. I would actually argue that it can tend to go the opposite way. The NFL and the NBA went a little overly woke and wound up alienating a lot of their fans. And you know, I'm not a huge sports guy to begin with, so maybe I'm not the best person to talk on this, but the NBA of all people really, really upsets me. So the NBA lectured us all about BLM. The NBA lectures us about a lot of things. All the while, the NBA is constantly kowtowing to China. China literally has modern day concentration camps going on. China is harvesting organs from Uyghur Muslims. They're forcing marriages with Uyghur Muslims. They're doing all types of horrible things. I mean, essentially, the Holocaust is occurring in China right now, and the NBA has no problem butting up to China and says nothing to them. Same with companies like Nike and Apple. But then they want to lecture us about things going on in our country. And I think the NBA and the NFL, you know, kind of trying to lecture people and, force social issues down people's throats when they're just tuning in to watch a game and escape social issues and escape politics and escape all this stuff is kind of why both organizations have been doing so poorly lately. So I wonder if that has anything to do with people not wanting to advertise in the Super Bowl. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know what teams are going to be in the Super Bowl. I could really kind of care less about football. Back when I used to play fantasy football or be into like sports betting and stuff a little bit, I cared a little bit. Honestly, I haven't watched a football game all year. I couldn't tell you who's even going to be in the Super Bowl, although I have seen headlines about Tom Brady. So I imagine the Bucs are. And I think I saw something about Aaron Rodgers is not. So I guess Green Bay won't be. But that's about the extent of my football knowledge right now. Let's take a dive into this article. Budweiser will sit out the Super Bowl, funneling marketing dollars to boost vaccine awareness. Key points of this article: Budweiser won't be running an in-game Super Bowl ad for the first time in 37 years. The beer brand is instead going to focus on promoting vaccine awareness and distribution efforts. Pepsi and Coca-Cola also won't be advertising their namesake sodas during the Super Bowl. Budweiser will not be running a commercial during the Super Bowl for the first time in 37 years. Instead, the Anheuser-Busch InBev beer will use its marketing dollars to support COVID-19 awareness and access. As of Friday, roughly 39 million vaccine doses had been distributed and only 19.1 million had been administered, falling well short of the target set by the federal government. In the week leading up to the Super Bowl, LV Budweiser plans to run its Super Bowl ad digitally. The spot focuses on resilient Americans during the coronavirus pandemic, including a group of healthcare workers who were the first to receive the vaccine. Actress Rashida Jones, known for her roles in The Office and Parks and Recreation, will narrate the spot. The beer brand also plans to donate a percentage of its advertising airtime for 2021 to the Ad Council and COVID Collaborative's Vaccine Education Initiative. Budweiser will support its efforts with additional campaigns throughout the year. Alice Sylvester, the co-founder of Sequent Partners, a marketing measurement analytics consultancy, said that Budweiser is taking purpose-driven marketing to the next level and differentiating itself from Super Bowl advertisers whose commercials will air during the game. It speaks to the long-tail impact of Super Bowl advertising, which is as much about brand building than it is about the short-term revenue generation, Sylvester said. The company also isn't entirely giving up promoting its beer. Budweiser is giving U.S. consumers who are at least 21 years old a free beer when they visit a Beer on Bud between January 25th and February 7th. AB's InBev, other brands including Michelob Ultra, Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade will have in-game ads during the Super Bowl. So it looks like Budweiser isn't passing up on advertising, just the Budweiser brand. I guess they're still going to advertise other families of brands. Budweiser isn't the only iconic brand sitting out the game. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola have said they won't be running in-game ads for their namesake sodas. Pepsi is instead focusing on its sponsorship of the halftime show, which stars The Weeknd. PepsiCo's other brands, including Mountain Dew and Frito-Lay, are planning on airing commercials during the game. In a statement to CNBC, Coke said it had chosen to focus on investing in the right resources. The pandemic has upended the beverage giant's business because fewer drinks are being consumed away from home. Its revenue fell 13% during the first 9 months of 2020. Last year's Super Bowl drew 100 million viewers, but attracting those eyeballs comes with a hefty price tag for advertisers. A 30-second commercial during a Super Bowl game will set companies back about $5.5 million this year, slightly less than 2020's rate of $5.6 million. Shares of Budweiser's parent AB InBev have fallen 14.5% in the last year, giving the company a market value of about $113 billion, while at-home consumption of beer is due to the pandemic. The blow to bars and sports stadiums has resulted in a 6.8% revenue decline during the first 9 months of 2020. So, it's kind of interesting. That just kind of occurred to me. So, I was down in Florida last year, January, probably right about this week, like January 17th to maybe the 23rd, 24th, 25th, something like that. And at that time, I think I remember hearing about COVID in China, but at that point, it was still in China. Nancy Pelosi and Fauci and everybody was telling everybody, don't worry, go to Chinatown, go out and have fun. Nobody was really concerned about COVID back then. I remember on my flight back, walking through O'Hare Airport and seeing some white people wearing masks, which it's not super uncommon to see international travelers and like people from Asian countries wearing masks. You didn't typically see a white guy wearing a mask, prior to the pandemic. And I saw some non-Asian people wearing masks, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I guess this, COVID stuff is picking up. And in February, I think COVID was a little bit more well known about, but I think it wasn't until maybe the first week of March, mid-March, that lockdowns actually started happening, that businesses actually required you wear masks to enter their stores and things like that. So, now that I think about it, even though Corona was technically here last February, it really hadn't upended our lives as we've come to know since. I just thought that was kind of an interesting point. In terms of vaccine awareness, here's kind of another interesting thought that I had. If you present both sides of an issue, both the positive and the negative, that's called awareness and education. If you present one side of an issue, that's actually called propaganda. So I'm not going to dive too deep into that. I think you guys can probably read between the lines of what I'm saying. But again, if you educate people on two sides of an issue, of positives and negatives of an issue, that is called education. If you only push one agenda or one side, that's called propaganda. We're just going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about this move. Is this a very charitable move on the part of Budweiser? Is this kind of a smart PR move? We can spend a lot less money than we would spend on a Super Bowl ad by donating some money. And you notice they don't say the amount of money they donated, but they'll donate some amount of money. They'll do a big PR push talking about how they donated money and aren't advertising in the Super Bowl. And they'll wind up getting a bunch of articles written about them. And is it working? Well, I'm sitting here making this video about it. CNBC wrote an article about it, so I'd say it's working. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of advertising strategy. Will it work out for them? Will it backfire? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button below and ring the bell. That's all I got for you guys today. We'll catch you on the next video. Rules for Rebels, signing out. Later, guys.